All right, part two. Here we go for this. Going over part two of the bracket of 64 of Disney heroes they got going on. So, continuing on, going down to the round of 32. First matchup, Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh. Mickey Mouse is taking that easy day, no questions asked. Dodger, Prince Philip. Ooh, this is a close one. I about had Dodger, honestly. But Philip, I'm giving took down the dragon, so he gets extra credit. So I'm going to give that one to Philip. He'll take that one. Next, now, here's my first upset. It's probably going to make some people not thrilled with me, but Stitch versus Jim Hawkins. I'm giving it to Jim Hawkins. Again, I feel like he's more heroic in his story. Stitch isn't really heroic until like basically the very end when Lily gets kidnapped. There's not much necessarily heroic he does besides that. He's just like an anti-hero for the majority of the story. Whereas Jim Hawkins, yes, he's a little, how do I word it? Like, he's like kind of, that stuck-up kid at the beginning, very outsider-y, but he gets, heroic quicker than Stitch and does more heroic things overall for an overarching amount of people during it. So I'm giving that to actually Jim Hawkins. Next, Milo and Miguel. Again, this is Milo. More of a heroic people progression through his story in Atlantis than Miguel does. Miguel, again, just more related to his family, whereas Milo is affecting the whole people, so Milo takes that one. Buzz and Ralph. Buzz, he's taking that. Sorry, Ralph, it just took you too long to get towards the hero side. Buzz, they're all the Toy Story movies, a lot more heroic stuff. Arthur, Prince Eric. Again, I'm giving this to Arthur just because of his overall story and what all he did, the more people affected. Prince Eric, again, got tricked and, kind of just saved the day at the end, yes, against Ursula, but he got saved more than he did the saving really in Little Mermaid, honestly. So I'm going to give Arthur a lot more credit to him. Arthur's winning that one. Next, Beast and Jack Skellington. Again, Beast is going to get this just because Jack Skellington, a lot of his story wasn't very heroic things. It was him messing stuff up more than being heroic. So Beast is going to get more credit than him. Next, Simba, Flynn Rider. Simba's taking this. Again, Simba, besides obviously as a kid, didn't really know any better. You're heroic, getting the pride back, taking out Scar. He gets a lot of points for that. He's going to be over Flynn Rider. Sorry, Flynn Rider, you just took too long. Mulan, Mufasa, that's Mulan Easy Day. Again, saved all of China. She's crushing that. Next, Pongo, Perdita versus Peter Pan. I'm putting Pongo in them over Peter Pan. Again, Peter Pan kind of doesn't really do too much heroic. It kind of gets the kids into the trouble there by bringing them to Neverland and everything. So, again, not really much heroic on that side, but then, helping them free them from Captain Hook at the very end. Whereas Pongo and Perdita, heroic throughout the entire thing, going and saving the dogs from Cruella, going across, all of England to go get these dogs. They're getting credit for that. They're getting put over Peter Pan. Pocahontas, Lightning McQueen, pretty easy. Lightning McQueen, not very heroic for most of it. So Pocahontas taking that. Wally, Tiana. Sorry, Tiana lovers, but Wally's getting over that. Wally doesn't get enough credit for the heroic things he does. Again, bringing humanity back, basically. Bringing plant life back, kind of starting to regrow the human world from all the trash infested it was. That's obviously set up a huge thing. Wally getting that. Merida, Lilo. Again, Merida, that's easy day. Sorry, Lilo, you're on the list, but you're not getting that much further than that. Jasmine, Carl. Again, Jasmine does a lot more heroic things. Carl needed really pushed along until you get there in the story. Jasmine, easy day on that. Asha, Minnie Mouse, excuse me. Asha, again, for her story, that movie Wish doesn't get enough credit just because I think a lot of people didn't like that. It didn't live up to the hype a lot of people wanted that to be. It wasn't a terrible movie, but again, her character, I think, got her a lot. A lot of people think about her character, but her character did a lot of heroic stuff, saving that kingdom from the king who went kind of crazy. Minnie Mouse, again, she doesn't do much heroic. She kind of, Mickey Mouse usually does heroics of saving her. She's just kind of there for a lot of, the, cartoon shorts and stuff like that. So she doesn't have a big body of work, but she'll also be on this list, still iconic Disney character. But again, Asha, in my opinion, beats her out. Woody, Dumbo. Woody takes the day easy on this one. Moving to the other side of the bracket, trying to give anything away. Let me scroll this real quick. One day I'll learn how to video edit better, and I won't suck at this. Other side. Hopefully that didn't give anything away in the other brackets, so we nobody caught that. But Moana, Alice. Moana, again, really heroic story in her movie. So again, she's way beating Alice on this. Cinderella, Mirabelle. I'm giving the nod to Mirabelle. Again, Cinderella, like, yes, it's heroic her getting out of the clutches of her stepmother, but it's not like the level, I think, of a Mirabelle who, like, you know, saved her family from this. Cinderella just kind of, like, saved herself. Mirabelle brought her full family together and, in turn, like, helped the town out as well, as the town's also going to have issues if they lost their powers, stuff like that. So definitely I think Mirabelle gets a nod over Cinderella. Belle Pluto, again, Belle Pluto, sorry boy, but, you know, I want you on the list just to have, you know, that attention to you, but Belle, more heroic than you. Sully and Kuzco, Sully, easy to tax it. Again, like I said before, Sully, just the heroics of immediately, like, how quick he kind of realized how he needed to protect Boo and how he realized kind of what they're doing was wrong there. Again, he's going to have credit for that. Sully, easy to over Kuzco. Judy Hopps, Phineas and Ferb. Sorry, Phineas and Ferb, I love you, I love your show, but Judy's getting this. You know, again, Judy, just the heroics of her story and how she kind of brings out, you know, showing like those, you know, prey mammals, as they call them, can do a lot better. You know, hold different job positions in that Zootopia society. You know, and obviously the stuff with the reptiles in the second movie. Judy Hopps, she's getting this one. Ariel Aurora. Again, Ariel does more heroic thing, saving Prince Eric at the beginning of the movie from the ship. So, you know, kind of breaking him out of the spell. A lot more than Aurora did, honestly. Ariel's winning that one. Baloo, Kermit. All right, I'm giving this to Kermit because, again, I think in this matchup, the heroics that he does of kind of like, yes, he doesn't save people like kind of Baloo kind of help protect Mowgli, but the heroics of keeping the craziness of the Muppets together, of all the different personalities of Miss Piggy, Gonzo, everybody. Obviously the movie, you know, bringing back the gang, dealing with evil Kermit. I'm going to give the edge to Kermit. It's kind of a little biased because of my love of Kermit, but I'm going to give Kermit some credit here. Next, Robin Hood and Mary Poppins. Our Mary Poppins is Robin Hood any day of the week. Next, Anna Pinocchio again. Anna's taking this one easy day. Pinocchio really doesn't do almost anything heroic. Kind of gets himself in a lot of trouble throughout the whole movie. Whereas Anna saved her sister, no powers. That's Anna. Tarzan Mater. Again, this is Tarzan. Just because of Pricks and the Gorillas from Clayton. Again, Mater, like, yes, he does, you know, in the later Cars movies, he kind of helps him follow the whole plot with the cars. But again, I think Tarzan did a lot more, honestly, heroic stuff. Elsa, Aladdin. Elsa's taking this one. It is closer, in my opinion. But again, Aladdin, a lot of his stuff was selfish to kind of, like, get himself in position to be with Jasmine. Whereas, again, Elsa, you know, hers wasn't great either. She kind of caused a lot of problems in her story. But in Frozen 2, she did a lot to fix it. So I'm going to give her some credit on the Frozen 2 end. Elsa for this matchup. Marlin, Snow White. This is a Marlin easy day of the week. Again, went through the whole ocean, going to all this stuff, fighting against sharks, jellyfish to save his kid. Snow White didn't really do much heroic, honestly. More of the Seven Dwarfs of the heroic stuff in that movie than she did. This is Marlin any day of the week. Baymax Joy. This is Baymax again. Also, if he did in Big Hero 6. Again, he's kind of built to be, like, he's not really supposed to be heroic, but to help people, but that turns into heroics in the movie. Joy kind of caused a lot of problems in her story, so that's not going to be Joy. Next, Rapunzel, Thomas O'Malley. Rapunzel, she's getting this one, but Thomas, like, it wasn't far off, as, like, these ranks might suggest. I think Thomas O'Malley did a lot of stuff in the story to help the Aristocats out from Edgar, but still Rapunzel's taking this one. Nick Wilde, Donald Duck. Giving this one to Nick Wilde again. Yes, I feel like, yes, he takes a while to come around in the Zootopia movies, but still, I feel like he did a little more heroic stuff than Donald Duck. Hercules is clocking this any day of the week. Sorry, Bambi, you're just here to give you some representation, but Hercules all day of the week. That's where I'm going to stop this one for the round of 32 here. I'd love to see you guys' thoughts in the comments on what you feel about this, how I, you know, if you would have chose somebody differently in here. In the next video, we'll be going down to 16, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys had got some interesting thoughts to see how my brain thinks about this Disney stuff. Just love chatting about Disney stuff. And yeah, see you for the next video.